Hello there, Stephanie Cameraman, the Stock Whisperer, here with this week's Dark Pool Weekly Whisper for January 22nd. Yes, we have a 3-day weekend. Get ready because you're going to need it. I have so many whispers for you guys. I think this is a record week. We had so many prints. But before we get to this week's, let's go over last week's because it was humongous. Last week, if you had taken all of my whispers, you would have had 145% gain, 69 hit targets. The SPY hit all my targets. The Qs, the VIX was a fantastic short. Natural gas rocked. The bank stocks, I was trading Bank of America all week long in the Java pit and in my boot camp class. It was a really, really phenomenal week. I hope you guys got some of these really good trades. If not, guess what? I got more. But let's not forget about Nike. That was hot. You guys, that was like the biggest prints ever. So, all right, let's see what this week has because don't worry. We got plenty more trades where that came from. So let's start with the SPY. But before we start, I have to warn you, we are in the midst of heavy duty earnings season. Please be careful. I've written next to every stock that's on this list that has earnings when their earnings is, and just be careful this week, okay? If you're going to trade into earnings, make sure you know what you're doing, okay? We prefer to do options. We do like to catch them off guard, but please wait until after the earnings come out or trade them before the earnings come out. But just remember, the IV is really high on the options. I prefer to trade the stock before the earnings come out. Okay? And day trading is the best. We rocked it on Friday in bootcamp. Great job, guys. And yep, got to talk about the trader of the day, of the week, sorry. The trader of the week goes to Paul, aka the Alien. He was killing it all week long in the Java bit. So fantastic job, Paul. I know you've worked really hard and definitely paying off. So let's get started. A lot of stuff to cover. I'm going to go kind of fast, but you have all the stocks in front of you. But let's just start with the SPY. We hit the top of this channel. This was such a good trade from that 260 level. We hit the 266. Now, this week, bullish above 268. Why that level? Well, we have an old dark pool level, 267.74. It was really big. So I'd like us to clear and close above that for us to really be breaking out of this channel. And don't forget that 264.46 level. That's a big, big, big level. So I'm going to be bullish above 268, bearish below 264. Let's just go to the Russell really quickly. Bullish above 148.50, bearish below 145. Let's talk about the Qs. I love the Qs. This is like a high volume, almost doji. It was a doji right into the end of the day. But I love this candle. This means the bulls and the bears came to work. They duked it out on really heavy volume. They gave it everything they got, and nobody won. But guess what? Tuesday or Wednesday, somebody's going to win. So I'm going to be bullish above the high of this candle, 166, bearish below the low of this candle, 164, especially on a close. That's how you play the high volume doji. But for the bigger picture, I'm going to be bullish above 168 and bearish below 162 as well for the Qs. We have lots of old levels that we're coming up into that stem all the way back in February, but they're really, really key, so let's watch them. The SQQQ, the inverse of the Qs, also had a high volume almost doji, and it had a very big closing print on Friday, 1332, 1.7 million. Thank you, Leticia, for pointing that out to me. So we're going to watch this, you know, bullish above 1375, but that's really bearish for the Qs, and bearish on the SQQQ below 13, which is bullish for the Qs. I personally would trade the QQQs, but I would watch these levels. These are going to be pretty important. Let's go to the DIA. All right, the DIA Going to be bullish above 248 and bearish below 243.75. And Caterpillar, we got to talk about Cat. Yeah, Cat had some very nice prints, but the earnings are coming up, not this week though, next week. So we can trade this week. We're going to be bullish above 137.50, bearish below 132.50. Massive print, million share print came out at 134.08. We've been moving up, but if you're not in this, these are the key levels to enter. All right, let's talk about the dollar, because we got a dollar print on UUP. It's pretty rare we get these. We do get them, and whenever we do, we have a big move in the dollar. And usually when the dollar goes up, gold goes down. So let's check out the DXY chart here. Here's a weekly chart as well. So this is really key. It's trading perfectly on these trend lines that I've had on my chart forever. And right now, we're trying to break up into this resistance area, okay? This is so key because the dollar could fly all the way up to 97, 97.25-ish, maybe a little bit higher, wherever that is, area. That's a pretty big move, and we have really big volume. But if the dollar goes down, look out, we're going to go down to the bottom of this channel again. So this is really key, and we can watch UUP because we got a print at 25.47, 768,000, and you can see that it doesn't normally trade that much volume, so this was humongous. All right, so we're going to be bullish above 25.60, bearish below 25.40, and let's move on to gold because it will get affected by the dollar. Yeah, we've broken down. We've been on this very bullish trend as well. And we finally closed below the 8 exponential moving average. And again, that trend is broken. We're now in bearish territory. Well, bearish trend here. So this week, we're only going to be bullish on GLD above 121.75, bearish below 121. Let's go to FCX. This was a hot one this week. Remember we had those massive prints that came in? 11.10, 11.18. A lot of my traders and I put on these like really cheap lotto calls. We bought the 12 calls for like, I don't even know, 10 cents. And they exploded to 55 cents. Steven rocked that. Mr. Sinatra in the room. Nice job there. He bought loads of them. So he had a really good week. So this week, I'm going to be bullish above 12.75 and bearish below 12. All right, we had another print that came in at 12.37 recently. So we're going to play off that print. Now you can see it hit this purple moving average. That is my 120 simple moving average. And that is strong, really key. And that's why I'm only going to be bullish if we can break above that, okay? That's a brick wall. Put it on your chart. If you don't have that, definitely put it on your chart. Okay, let's go to oil because this is the biggest sector to watch. We've been rocking Halliburton, Schlumberger, and we have a lot of prints that keep coming into this sector. So USO, great trade. We're going to be bullish above 11.50 this week, bearish below 10.80. We had a 2 million print at 11.36. Okay, so watch that. ExxonMobil, we had prints a 2 million print at 73. So we're going to be bullish above 73.50, bearish below 72. PBR. I love this. I love this because it's got this bull flag. Let me just show you. I just love trading this stock also because it's so cheap. Trade the options and they're killer. Whenever we see prints, you can buy these things so cheap as it is and even cheaper when they're not expecting a big move. And we have this bull flag that pretty much, I want to say, you know, like starts about here, give or take. And that's really big. That's like 13 to 15. That could be a $2 possible move here. Off this break. So 15, 16, 17, maybe, you know, look, we'll be conservative and just trade it level to level. But we did have dark pool at 15.19. and we're ahead of that. But this week, going to be bullish above 1560 and bearish below 15. I'm always prepared on both sides no matter what. I don't want to be caught off guard if the stock reverses. Again, the prints always take precedence. As long as it's above the print, that's still bullish. If it goes below the print, you got to hightail out of that, okay? Reverse or just get out. It's okay to be on the wrong side, but it's not okay to hold a trade that's on the wrong side, okay? Remember, tape never lies. The tape is always right, okay? So here's another trade, MRO. Big print, 400,000 at 1580. I love this chart as well. There's like no traffic lights ahead. Bullish above 1620, bearish below 1550. Schlumberger already had earnings. Remember we had those prints last week too? Somebody definitely knew something. They always know something. And we see the prints. So bullish above 45 this week. Bearish below 42.50. Let's go to XOG. It's oil and gas extraction. Bullish above 5 and bearish below 470. Dark pool 474. We don't get dark pool in this one that often, and when we do, it gets a big move. So watch XOG. XLE, I love this. Seasonality is the bomb right now, and we had prints on this. 62.10. Bullish above 64, bearish below 62. Let's go to Chesapeake. Also had nice prints on this one, 279. We're going to be bullish above 3, bearish below 275. Now let's go to UGAS. We had prints on UGAS. Again, this is a dangerous vehicle to trade, but we had 500,000 at 54.89. Remember last time we had prints on it? It exploded, right? Okay, but we traded UNG. That's always better. But on UGAS, watch the 60 level, because if it can break above 60, there's a lot of room to go to the upside. And then I'm going to be bearish below 60. But let's check out UNG. We didn't get prints on UNG, but we got them on UGAS, and that happened last time, okay? So bullish above 29 and bearish below 27. Let's go to financials. These were so good. Wow, this was definitely the trade of the week. XLF this week, I'm going to be bullish above 26, bearish below 25. BAC, my favorite. You know, there's a little more room to run up until about 30 area. That's going to be really key resistance, but we'll be bullish above 29.50, bearish below 28.50, and Wells Fargo. Let's go to Wells. We're going to be bullish above that big level on Wells Fargo 50, the big 5. Oh, we're going to be bearish below 48.50. Let's go to technology. Now, sometimes these dark pool, they're like sneaky, and they do really big trades in ETFs that you have never heard of. I mean, how many of you heard of ITOT? Kind of like IHOP. That's what I think of. It's ITOT, okay? This is Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Johnson & Johnson, JP Morgan, Facebook, Google, ExxonMobil. Now, if you didn't have a block trade indicator, you never would have seen this massive print that came in. 9.5 million at 59.29. I mean, get out your calculator and do a calculation of how much money that is. That's a lot. Somebody big came into this, and we're going to be bullish this week above 61. I'm only going to be bearish if this is a big splash, and sometimes that happens, you guys. It splashes and then splashes down and goes below the print, 59.29. If it were to do that, then we go short. Okay, that happened with Bank of America back in November. 10 million print. It went up like a couple dollars, then it came smashing down. As soon as it went below that 27.40 level, we went short. So again, big prints have big splashes, okay? Smaller prints have smaller splashes. So just, again, stay on the right side of the print. Now, I'm not going to be trading ITOT because the options are not great, but I will trade stocks that are in this ETF, okay? And it's really important because if this moves up, you know, all those guys are going to move up generally, and if it moves down, they're all going to move down, but this is definitely worth noting if you're trading those stocks, okay? Especially if you trade Apple. I love to trade Apple. But let's go to XLK first. We're going to be bullish above 65.50, bearish below 63.50. And Apple, I love the position of this. Yes, it's ready. It's either going to break up through this trend line or it's going to break down. And, you know, you can do a lot of different things. You can wait and be patient, or you can put on a strangle. We love to do that. That works out really well. And then we add to the right side, okay? So those are things you can do when a stock is hitting resistance. If you're not sure, I don't know if it's going to break through or not. Well, who cares? Let's just put a strangle on and go on vacation. When we come back, one side is going to do pretty well. So Apple, I will be bullish above 157.50. That's the T-spot, the trend change. And I will be bearish below 154. We did get a 3 million mega print at 152.53. But we are well above that level right now, okay? Sometimes they'll bring it back down there to see if they still want to buy it. And so that's why you should pay attention to those levels. Applied Materials. I've been trading this stock since the 90s. And it's still going strong. We had a nice print on it, 33.97. And I'm going to be bullish above 36 and bearish below 33.80. For AMAT, in fact. Hold on a minute. Just got to put a line there. All right. Let's go to the next one. Intel. Been also trading that one since the 90s. And you know what? This is not an easy one to trade, Intel. I'm going to be honest with you. It's like on my do not trade list. It is like, look at the wicks. It is wickier than a candle store, okay? And we had a massive print. I can't ignore it, and it has earnings this week, though. Okay, so we're going to trade it, especially after the earnings, which are on Thursday, after the market close. We're going to trade this on Friday, but we may put on a strangle because whenever we have massive prints like we did on Bank of America before earnings, we're going to have a massive move. And again, I don't care which way it's going to go, but I'm going to try to capture the volatility on it. So, especially after the earnings, bullish above 49.50, okay, and bearish below 48. It could have a pre-earnings momentum move before Thursday, before the close on Thursday, and we could trade that also. But these are really key levels, and watch these prints. The DP, anything, you know, that's the dark pool. 6 million, 48.80, that's big. 6 million. We got another 1.9 million, 48.38, another 1.7 million, 48.37. So really big money knows something, okay? Let's just follow them. Okay, let's go to NVIDIA. I've loved this one since we got those prints at the bottom. We're still in this, but this week we are going to be bullish above 157.50. and bearish below 150. That's the only time I'm going to turn bearish is if it drops down and goes below the 8 exponential moving average. But we did get a small dark pool print, which is pretty decent for NVIDIA, 147,000 at 150.47. So we are well above that. Let's go to Facebook. Oops. There we go. Facebook hit the top of this channel, high volume doji alert, okay? See that? If it breaks above 152.50, especially above this channel, I'll be bullish. If it breaks below 147.50, I will turn bearish. Earnings are not until next week, the 30th. Okay, so it's safe this week, so we think, unless they come out with a warning. Now, that's something that can happen at any time. So please, you know, I would warn you not to trade stocks this week, swinging them overnight, because again, this is nothing worse than waking up in the morning and something like Facebook to announce, oh, our earnings aren't going to be good because of this and that. And now your stock is down $3, and you never would have taken it if the earnings were coming out, you know, the next day. So we find that when we trade options, especially we protect ourselves, it's so much safer, okay? But just day trading is definitely where it's at this week, okay? Especially, well, next couple weeks during earnings season. It's heaven for us day traders, okay? So please be careful. STM, love this. Lot of prints coming into it. Bullish above 1475, bearish below 1380. Oracle had a big fat print, 1.3 million, 48.94. Going to be bullish above 49.50. And it's got, you know, big resistance around that 50 level. So the first time it hits there, it's going to be resistance. If it pulls back, then could break above it, then we're good to go. Bearish below 48.50. All right, now we're going to go to emerging markets. EWZ. We are at the top of this channel. Yep. So, you know, big things happen when we get to the top. It's either going to break through, break on up, break on through to the other side, or it's going to break down. So we're going to be bullish above 43.50, and we are going to be, hold on, I just got to remove this 0. And we're going to be bearish below 42.75. And of course, we got prints on every single stock on my list has prints connected to it. All right, I don't just pick them out of a hat. They are a lot of prints. And if you were in my room today, I did a special little presentation where I let my traders watch me go through each and every one of these trades, mapping them out. They learned a lot by that. I think I'll be doing that every Saturday. So if you have nothing else to do on Saturday morning, come on in, come into the pit, and you can watch and help me map out these trades. So VWO, bullish above 40.75, bearish below 39.75. And let's go to EEM. Bullish above 41.75 and bearish below 41. That's the emerging markets. They're really the same, VWO, EEM, Brazil, Russia, India, China. It's just that some of them, sometimes one gets more prints than others. Okay, this is the biggie, you guys. EFA and IEFA. Whenever we get massive prints on these guys, we get big moves. And again, we know over the years I've been monitoring this and seeing that. We got really big prints. See this big spike here? Now we also had late dark pool sell prints before we had this correction, but we also had these big prints on EFA and IEFA, and bam, we went down. Again, we did. Again, here they were buying at the bottom. So the question is, are they buying or selling? Well, time will tell. Again, it's not something that I particularly trade, but it fits into that emerging markets category. And we had 10 million on this. Okay, so bullish above 62 and bearish below 60.75. Okay, now let me just show you IEFA. 15 million we had on this at 57.20, and you can really see, right? We had them down here big and we exploded. Is the guy that bought here selling here, or is he buying more? That's like the $1 million question. So this is really key. I think if I draw a trend line, let me see where this goes. No, it goes right over here, yep, to 58. So we're going to be bullish above 58.20 and bearish below 57. All right, but definitely big things happen with these guys. Oh, let's go to this one. This is also monster, XLC. Look at the volume spike. Okay, it's pretty rare that we get these things. We got one up here, obviously selling, okay, up here. See that? And now we got the same kind of, it's definitely the same person. Okay, are they selling again? I know they bought down here. You can see the volume. Yeah, are they selling here? We're going to find out really soon. Just want you to watch this. What is this? This is Facebook, Google, Netflix, Verizon, Disney, Activision, AT&T, Comcast, Charter Software. Massive, okay? 15 million. Yeah, they're expecting a pretty big move. So Again, it's not something that I'm going to trade. The options are really not great. That's why I'm not going to trade it. But you could trade the stock. Bullish above 45, bearish below 44. But I'm going to trade the top holdings that are in it. Okay, that's going to really move. But let's go to Verizon because that's one that's in it. That's a top holding. And some of my lines went a little wacko. Okay, let's go to Verizon. We're going to be bullish above 57.25. Now, here's the deal on this chart. We could go and retrace back up to this downward trend line, which has had trouble with how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? If it can break above 58, that's the T spot, then we are off to the races, probably to 60, okay? But that's really key. And again, this big volume behind it, we did have a 2.2 million print at 56.92 on Verizon, but Verizon's in this mega ETF, okay? So that's really key. Bearish below 56.50. Let's go to AT&T. All right, AT&T also in that ETF, and it had a mega 3.8 million print at $30.82. Another 1.6 million, 30.92. It has not moved yet off those prints yet. This is big. We're at the top of this resistance trend line. I love this, okay? We have earnings, not this week, but next week. And I love when they move before earnings. So guys, watch this 31 level. This is going to be key. If we can close above that, love this. Definitely going to trade this week. It's one of my favorites. I mean, I can't trade all of them. Obviously, look, I didn't even count how many whispers there were, but I know this is a record. It's probably like 50 or so. I am going to trade my favorites. You know, and if you're in my room, you know which ones those are. It's usually USO, PBR, AT&T, Bank of America, XLU, Coca-Cola. I trade very conservative stocks that move. But again, pick which ones that you really like, that you're familiar with, but only trade them when the dark pool is trading. That's my secret. A lot of people just love one stock and they trade it every day, regardless of whether or not it's lining up somewhere, it looks good, and whatnot. So let's go to TLT, bonds. 1.7 million print at 120.53, another 800 print at 119.78. Going to be bullish above 120.62, bearish below 119.50. And let's go to XLU. Now this one's been getting prints for like a while now, 2 weeks, and has not moved. It's in a sideways consolidation. It's revving its engines, okay? I'm waiting so patiently on this. That's like the hardest part about trading, waiting, okay? As Tom Petty said, right? Waiting is the hardest part. Don't front run my levels. They're there for a reason. Don't front run. And if you're ever getting in early, just dip a toe in. Okay? A lot of times I'll do that. And I find that most of the time it's not good. Okay? So wait for these levels. So XLU is one of those. I'm going to be bullish above 53.50. And I'm going to be bearish below 52.50. Has not moved. We've been getting just loads of prints, and I love this when it starts to move. Let's go to Alcoa. We traded this after earnings in boot camp. It was phenomenal. We actually traded it before earnings. We did a pre-earnings momentum little run, and then after the earnings came out. And I do love it if it could break above 30.50. That's a downward trend line. We really need to break above it, and we have a lot of volume. We just got to break above that. We had dark pool 29.90, 450 cents. So we closed below that. We got to rev up and go above that. So we're going to watch that. ACB, we traded this one also in boot camp. This was great. Nice run up. And then, of course, the dark pool came sneakily. Late dark pool sell print at the top at 746. Now, how are we going to trade it this week? Well, I'm going to be bullish only above 7. I'm going to be bearish below 6 for ACB. Aurora Cannabis. Let's go to APA. Apache. big mama print on Apache, 4 million at 32. I love it. It hasn't moved yet. We're going to be bullish above 32.50, bearish below 31. Let's go to Bristol Myers Squibb. I don't really like to trade drugs, but again, options. But we have earnings this week, so please be careful on the 24th. Drugs could be really bad for you, all right? Especially if you trade them into earnings. So bullish above 50 and bearish below 48.75. But use these levels after earnings. CMCSA, we're going to be bullish above 36.25, bearish below 35.50. Mega prints came in. Earnings are also this week on Wednesday, so be careful, okay? CVS, I like the way it's sitting on this chart. We have this trend line right here. We got to break above 66, and we have, look at the volume. A lot of volume. See how the volume really increased? Yep, it's revving. We got to break above 66 and bearish below 64. If it does break down, then that is all not going to be good. Okay, so Caesar. Caesar had a really nice run off those monster prints. It hit resistance, but this week I will be bullish if it could break above 9, bearish below 8.50. eBay had some sneaky prints that came in. I pushed out a notification on that. They added up to 600,000 broken down. Sneaky, but we caught them. $30.40. It has earnings not this coming week, but the next week. Bullish above 31.25. Bearish below 30. I like trading Ford. Bullish above 880 this week and bearish below 837. But earnings are on Wednesday, so I will day trade the stock this week. Absolutely. Coca-Cola. So we had a strangle on Coca-Cola. We got these prints that came in at 47, 47.05. And this week, if it can break above 47.75, we'll be adding to our calls. And really big prints came in, so I love it. It's one of my favorites. However, if it does go down and it breaks below 47, we add on to the put side. Let's go to LVS, monster prints, and we do have earnings. Somebody definitely knows something. Guys, come on. Earnings are Wednesday, and we have prints 1.1 million. I never see that. 57.50. So be careful out there. We're going to be bullish above 58.25, bearish below 56.25. Let's go to Mondelez. Big prints on that. Earnings not this week, but next week. Bullish above 43.50 and bearish below 42.80. Let's see what else we got. A couple more. MO, I love this. It's hitting that trend line. It's got to make a decision here. Should I stay or should I go, right? So we're going to be bullish above 49 and we're going to be bearish below 47. Now here's an interesting one for you guys. Leticia spotted this. We call her Eagle Eye for a reason. Pacific Gas and Electric. We got 63 million closing print. I don't pay attention to closing prints, but yes, 63 million. What is going on here? Oh boy, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I'm going to be bullish above 8 and I'm going to be bearish below 6 and I'm going to put options on if I can, okay? Watch PCG. Let's go to Pfizer, bullish above 43, bearish below 42. Starbucks, I love this so much. I want to frame it and put it on my wall. You guys ever feel that way about your charts? Chart art, yes. Love it. Look at the weekly chart on Starbucks. Oh yeah, it's a nice, beautiful wedge. It looks like it's breaking out volume. And the big level to watch on Starbucks is 64.50. That was a really big print level. We've kind of been waiting up and down, but this week above 65. If we close above 65, I love it. If we break below 64, then we're going to most likely come back down to the bottom of the wedge, okay? So these really key levels to watch this week on Starbucks. And the earnings, oh, of course, the earnings, oh boy. January 24th on Thursday, so be careful. Oh boy, maybe it'll run. I really hope that they move on Tuesday and Wednesday, these guys that are coming out, because there's nothing worse than just sitting here waiting and nothing happens, and we got to wait for the earnings, and then they gap them. So we could do a strangle. Just it depends on the expected move. When the market maker expected move is small, like maybe $1 or $2 on that, then it might be worthwhile to buy some out of the money calls and puts on it. Only because it's a big print area and big moves happen, okay? Especially when we're going to be breaking out. Let's go to Snap. Snap, we had some prints. We're going to be bullish above 625 and bearish below 550. And last but not least, Constellation Brands has been one of my favorite trades in the pit. I love it. I love it above 165. And I will love it if it can break above this trend line here. We did have some more prints that came in this week at 159.42, and we're well above that. I'm going to add on to my long-term swing if it can close above 165. I'm in at 165 and 150, and I'll add on if it can break to the upside. All right, you guys, that's it. That is the Dark Pool Weekly Whisper for January 22nd. Enjoy your 3-day weekend, and happy trading, everybody. That's my secret. Can you keep it? My secret.